Initiating login sequence. Welcome to Alyx's world.
AEW makes history. Arthur Ashe Stadium, 20,000 plus. If I'm not mistaken, Jim Ross gave us the estimated accurate attendance, which was actually 20,177 fans in attendance. Easily the biggest event in AEW history. And hell, if they can do 20,000, they might be able to do 50,000. And if they can do 50,000, who knows? Maybe AT&T Stadium might be getting another renter, another vendor. An all-elite vendor, if you know what I mean. Let's get to this. This was a great night for AEW. For all elite wrestling, for pro wrestling fans. And I gotta start things off, getting some things off my chest, because I've been frustrated all week when it comes to the wrestling fandom. I am so sick and tired of this wrestling tribalism bullshit. When did it become a crime to like or not like something? I've been getting hit from all sides. People on the WWE and AEW side. Because I praise WWE for something they do. But then I get crap from AEW fans for doing it. But at the same time, I praise something that AEW does. I get even more crap from WWE fans. Do people not realize that there is literally nothing wrong for liking a show more than the other? Like, it's absolutely okay to like both shows, by the way, which I don't see people doing much. I see people picking one side or the other. You can like both, or you can be like me, who prefers AEW over WWE. I'm sorry, was that ever a crime? What textbook out there, you tell me, when did it become a law that I had to like WWE more than any other wrestling show? You tell me that. Like, you guys can like whatever wrestling show more. I have a right to like it as well. So I'm about sick and tired of getting blamed or getting heat for criticizing WWE for doing some dumb shit and insulting the audience intelligence on a regular basis, and you know it's true. And I praise AEW for doing it right. That's not saying that you can't like WWE more, or perhaps you like another wrestling company more. You are an adult. Most of you should be. You should be able to come up here and tell me whether or not you like something, and I should be able, at the same time, I should be able to come up here and tell you whether I like something or not myself. The thing about being an adult is accepting that. So I already know me praising this show is going to get me heat. Bring it on, because I'm sick of it. I am tired, to just beyond sick and tired of this wrestling tribalism bullshit. Let people like what they like and not like what they don't like, and be okay with that. I didn't really like Raw all that much this week, even though people were saying it was one of the best Raws all year. Okay, because it had Roman Reigns on it. I didn't think it was all that great. I thought NXT 2.0 wasn't even better. Surprisingly enough, Raw was actually better than NXT. But that doesn't mean you can't feel it was great, or it was good, or it was entertaining. That's just a preference. It's just taste. And me preferring something more than the other shouldn't affect how you enjoy it. So, surprise, surprise, I thought AEW had the better show, period, this week. This was an amazing event from AEW, top to bottom, and it's all thanks to the audience. Queens, New York brought it. They brought the energy, they brought the excitement. That was easily one of the best crowds all year. Some might argue the best crowd all year. They loved everything. But how can you hate this show when it had Bryan Danielson and Kenny Omega on it? So, we're going to talk about AEW Dynamite Grandslam. We're going to break down the results, talk about the matches, things I liked, things I didn't like. There were a couple of things about this show that were, it wasn't a perfect show, but overall, a huge success. Major success for AEW. So feel free to give me your thoughts down below in the comments. Be sure to like the video, subscribe, click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. But, as always, welcome to Alyx's World, a safe space for wrestling fans like you. I'm your host, Alyx, just Alyx. I want you guys to just understand something. My frustrations with people with the wrestling fandom should not make you feel like you can't have an opinion. You are well within your right to criticize whatever you want. You are well within your right to like and not like whatever you want. But all I ask is that you not be assholes. That has always been my mantra here. You can do whatever you want on anybody else's channel. You want to be a jerk to fans on different platforms that allow you to be that? Go for it. Not on here. This is a place for adults to have conversations, for adults to communicate, for adults to have fun talking about wrestling. Wrestling. It ain't about people, oh, he doesn't like what I like. You can carry that little high school bullshit somewhere else where people can care. And I doubt you'll find many platforms that will allow that. But it's not going to be here. I thought AEW put on a great show tonight. Just top to bottom. Very fun. Everybody brought it. And I can't wait to get to it. So tonight's video, the goal is 500 likes. We can definitely get 500 likes for AEW for the event that we had. So get them likes up. Join the membership today and be a part of the ever-expanding brand of Alyx's World. Also, be sure to like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter at just Alyx Central. Also, give me a follow on Instagram. And you can donate using PayPal, Patreon. Super Chats are officially on. Donate at any point in time to get your thoughts played live on the air. Email me at justAlyx'sWorld@gmail.com for business inquiries, just to say hi. Be sure to follow me on Instagram. And also give a listen to my music on Spotify. Oh, by the way, t-shirts. Get you an old school Deluxe Man t-shirt. Get you a new school Alyx's World t-shirt. But most importantly, don't forget to get you a blonde hair, blue eyes, apple pie, America t-shirt made by It's J Knox and Firestar Hart. Let's get a quick word from our sponsor, and then we'll get to some shout-outs. Today's video is sponsored by Amazon Music Unlimited, featuring 70 million songs and thousands of expert playlists. With Amazon Music Unlimited, you can listen to any song, anytime, anywhere, on all your devices. Smartphone, tablet, PC, Fire TV, and even Amazon Echo. Today, if you sign up using the link getamazonmusic.com, just Alyx, you'll get a 90-day free trial that you can cancel at any time. Following that, you'll be paying a small $7.99 that includes no ads and no interruptions. Take advantage of this opportunity today using getamazonmusic.com, just Alyx, in the description below. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're looking at a strong 120 people early. Ooh, that's the early crowd, so you know this is going to be a big broadcast. Thank you all for being here. I want to say, first off, happy birthday to Elias Ademi. One of the moderators is celebrating his birthday with us tonight. He decided to come on in and show you all some love. So be sure you show him some love. Elias Ademi, happy birthday, my friend. I hope you are enjoying it. And to many more. Also show some love to the other moderators. Ultra Shot 97, Firestar Hart, and Godzilla Hawk. Before we get to these super chats, let me go ahead and do some quick shout outs. Again, 120 people, exciting fans, showing up here live. Be sure to like the video, 500 goals is the like. We got Mr. EGD. Welcome. Jojo. Johan McDonald. Joe Arredondo. Matthew Actil. We also got New Japan Pro Wrestling Girl. Billy Ray Allen. We got Sonic Artemis 117. Bork the Destroyer. Sonic Artemis 1. Did I already say him? My bad. Christopher Carter. I almost said him twice. David Ventura, detective. Steve Callan, Zachary Hain, Rick Rosar, EJ Movement. We also got Brandon Workman, the Tribal Chief. TGA Gaming, KB Brown, Agus Chaos, Keenan Cappin. Let me see. Sam P. Boone. Jordan Williams. I haven't seen you in a while. How you doing, Jordan? Oh yeah, Mr. Krabs. Ashley Greer Crowder. Rachel S. Anthony White. Emarola 408. Robert Brown. Remit. Ooh, I'm going to get this wrong. Is it Remit Tanija? Remit Tanija. Tanija or Tanija? I think it's Tanija. Tanaja, probably. I'm going to keep botching your name. I'm going to stop. Joshua Perez, one of the Super Chat memberships. YouTube Super Chat membership over here. Joshua Perez. Juan and Jamarcus Williams. Let's go ahead and give this last shout out to Amazing Tribe. Welcome. So let's go ahead and turn on these super chats. See what y'all been saying about AEW.
When will we have awesome match again of Kenny Omega against Bryan Danielson, this time for AEW World Championship?
You gotta wait for it. I love what they did with the match. They gave you just enough to want more. I know a lot of people, some people actually, because most fans loved it. But some fans are just like, oh really? Is that how we're gonna end it? I'm like, yeah, that's the perfect ending.
Will a lot people go to AEW Rampage on October 15th, Friday night at Miami, Florida in James Knight Center?
I mean, it's the same crowd. Rampage is being taped. They taped half of the Rampage before Dynamite, and they're taping the last half afterwards. So, yeah, it's the same crowd. It's going to be packed for both shows. So, yeah, for sure, it's going to be packed. You don't have to worry about it not being as exciting.
Brian Zane said it best. Like what you like, don't be a word that rhymes with sick and starts with AD.
Brian Zane is a great mind. Like this guy. I really, really do. You should check him out. One of the only cool, very few cool people who do this thing called wrestling discussions in the YWC. So yeah, thank y'all for being here. Again, like the video. The goal is 500 likes. The more you like the video, the more fans I'll get watching me. So let's talk about it. For me, when it comes to AEW Dynamite Grandslam, I feel like the way they opened, there was nothing that was going to follow it. There was no way anything was following how they opened the show. I don't know. Maybe we should have structured it a bit differently. From my perspective, the moment they said Bryan Danielson and Kenny Omega was opening the show, I said, ooh, nothing is following this. Nothing is going to be able to follow this. And nothing did. Everything felt subpar compared to the type of match this was. So you can argue maybe it wasn't smart to begin the show with it. At the same time, you already know why they opened the show with it. They opened with Bryan Danielson and Kenny Omega to get a big rating. They wanted to lock in a huge rating for Wednesday. And hopefully, maybe, just maybe, get close to beating Raw. Do I think this show will beat Raw? It's hard to say. I think you'll beat it in the demographic. I think the 18 to 49 demographic is definitely cinched. They got this. Sorry, Roman, you're not going to win it this time in terms of the demos. Overall ratings, I still think Raw might beat it for maybe like a couple 200,000, but it'll be close. But if you're wondering why they opened with Bryan and Omega, it's because they wanted to get a high rating. So it might have gotten a high rating. We'll see how high it was. But yeah, nothing was going to follow this match. I personally would have changed the main event. Look, on paper, I understand why they made the women's championship match the main event. I get what they were going for, and I appreciate the significance behind it. But in hindsight, it was probably better to main event with Punk versus Powerhouse Hobbs. Or the Super Elite, the Super Clique versus Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus, and Christian. You know what I mean? Like, those two matches would have been a better way to close off Dynamite. Especially if they close with Punk. Oh my goodness. But yeah, speaking of Punk, he cut a promo after the match saying there is nothing else going to follow this. So, yeah, the structure of the show, it wasn't because the matches were bad. I thought the matches overall were fine. Good, even. It's just in comparison to this opener, there was no way. There was nothing that was going to top this. So, that's the sacrifice they had to make. They figured, okay, we don't want to make people wait too long for this match. Let's give it to them now and pop a big rating. And then if they want to leave, they can. We'll see. We'll see how the ratings turn out. But in terms of the match, oh, you best believe it was a classic. An all-timer. In my personal opinion, it might have been the best opener for any wrestling show in the last... Yeah, it might have been the best opener in the last decade, even. Like, the last opener I thought was a classic was Kurt Angle versus Rey Mysterio, SummerSlam 2002. I think it's safe to say this was the best opener for any wrestling show in the last decade. Some might say ever. There is literally nothing else I can say to describe what a technical masterpiece this was. What I love most about this match, what I love most about Bryan Danielson versus Kenny Omega, they were able to do the simplest stuff. The simplest things. The lockups. The counters. And the crowd ate it up. They ate it up. Everything they did got a pop. They had them in the palm of their hands every single passing second. And it was amazing to see that. And before you knew it, 15 minutes go by. Like, just when it starts to kick into second gear, 15 minutes go by. And that's when I went, damn it, like, this is too short. It's not gonna, 30 minutes is not long enough. This is a match you give an hour to. This is the match that gets an hour. So, by the time it started picking up, and it started getting into second and third gear, 25 minutes go by. And you're like, shit, god damn it, we're not gonna get enough time for it. And that's what happened. Just when it felt like they were getting into that ultra third gear, the bell rings. Ding, 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 ding. Goes to a time limit draw. And the crowd, everybody, even I was just like, God damn it. But you know what? You know what? What makes this match a classic, despite the time limit draw, is just the fact that when it was over, not only did it guarantee a rematch, not only did it make you want it more, not only did it protect both men, I thought both Bryan and Omega came out looking like the best wrestlers in the world today. Both of them came out looking like absolute megastars. There was nothing else they could have done to make this a perfect match. I love the fact that afterwards you had the Elite come out, attack Bryan, and then, of course, Christian and Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus came out to make the save. So, yeah. I don't know what else you could have done to make this the perfect match. Everything about this was perfection. So, no, I'm not upset that it went to a time limit draw. What? You wanted Bryan to beat Omega before he lost the belt to Hangman Page? Or did you want Bryan to lose to Omega on his first night and nerf him? Nah. You have the two best wrestlers in the world today, go at it. And it becomes one of those things where, what do they say in wrestling? The immovable object meets the irresistible force. That's what it was. They canceled each other out. So eventually they will get a rematch. And shit, they might get a few pay-per-view buys out of it. I can't wait for it. I don't know when the rematch is going to be. Might take a while to get there, but you know there's going to be a rematch. There has to be. And honestly, if Hangman Page is not available for Full Gear, which he should be. I'm hearing he's getting ready to come back next week, if not very soon. If he's coming back, give him the title match at Full Gear and have him beat Omega. But if he can't make it back for Full Gear, fuck it. Let's do it again. Danielson and Omega. Let's do it again. Have Bryan Danielson spend the next few weeks taking out the top 5 and then get a title shot. Let's do it. This is a money match. This is a money match. You need to make the most out of this. And you can always go back to it. The fact that it went to a time limit draw says, all right, well, I guess we'll do an Iron Man match next time. I would love an Iron Man match, Omega and Bryan? Shit. So yeah, this was easily the best opener I've seen for a wrestling show not even all year. I've seen in a dog's age. So that was incredible. An instant classic. And I loved, the best thing about this that I actually loved, no commercials. For the most part, uninterrupted. They had one commercial break that went about 2-3 minutes, but it was like towards the tail end of the match. And they kept it picture in picture. But for the most part, uninterrupted. Love that. Love that. So yes, this you couldn't have done this better. This was the right call. You're protecting both men. You need to have it end in the draw. So, if there was ever a match that Jim Cornette will come out and say was great that involved Kenny Omega, I think it's this one. I can't wait to hear Jim Cornette's review on this. So, when do you want to see Kenny Omega versus Bryan Danielson 2? And what match stipulation do you want to see then? Let me know. Do you want Last Man Standing? Do you want Iron Man? Do you want Steel Cage? Do you want submission only? Like, what do you want? I'm very curious to know what you guys would want. Woo! I kind of don't want to talk about the rest of the show. Not because I didn't think it was good. It's just the way I felt about this match going first is how I felt about the rest of the show. Everything else just kind of felt subpar. What wasn't subpar was CM Punk's promo. CM Punk's promo afterwards was great. As always, he connects with the audience. He talks to the fans. And he cut a great promo for his match against Powerhouse Hobbs on Friday, which apparently is going to main event the show. As I said before, they taped the first half of Rampage before Dynamite, and they're taping the second half right now, as I'm speaking to you. So, that's going to be a great show on Friday. Can't wait for that one. And it's the same audience. Ain't nothing different. It's the same 20,000 fans in attendance. So, Punk got the fans into it. Addressed the fact that people want to see him get more serious and not be so happy. And Punk said, be careful what you wish. Be careful what you wish for. You might not like what you get. hey, whatever you want to do, Mr. Punk. You want to bring out the dark side? Bring them on. I'll take anything you got. But yeah, that promo, anytime Punk cuts a promo, I'm just invested and I'm just blown away by it. He is just so goddamn good at getting people to care, to give a damn. Yeah, I just personally thought everything about the first hour or so was just outstanding, fantastic. Then they followed up with Brian Pillman Jr. versus Maxwell Jacob Freeman, which I kind of figured wasn't going to live up to the main event as nothing else did. But it was a fine match. It was solid. I think Brian Pillman Jr. is still trying to find himself. The crowd isn't necessarily grabbing onto him as quickly as I would think they would, because they don't know who he is. Yes, he's the son of Brian Pillman Jr., but is that all you got? I mean, Brian Pillman Sr. He's Brian Pillman Jr. Anyways, yeah, he's the son of Brian Pillman, but we don't know who his character is. I don't know if the high school jock gimmick and the cheerleader is gonna work. We need something a little bit more edgy. Something more sinister, maybe more psychotic like his daddy. He needs an edge. He has it. He can get an edge to him. But right now, he's too white bread babyface. I'm happy he got the TV time that he did, but he isn't there. So Maxwell Jacob Freeman winning the match was the right call. You can always bring Brian Pillman back once he's established himself. So, nothing wrong with that. And then we get to Cody Rhodes versus Malachi Black. Love that Malachi Black came out with a red themed color entrance. Usually it's white. I love that his eye color matches his entrance lights. Those are really cool effects that I like to see in wrestlers, where their gears match what they come out in. So when Cody entered the arena, his music hit. It was nothing but boos. He got booed the fuck out of New York. This is the part where I look at AEW and go, you know what you need to do. Don't be like WWE. Don't pull a John Cena with Cody Rhodes, try to get him sympathy. It's not working. Okay, fans are not, they're no longer invested in him. They're not. So give them what they want. Turn him heel. Turn him heel. You turn Cody heel, that opens up a world of possibilities. Think about Cody Rhodes being a heel against Malachi Black, who, by the way, is a total babyface. A complete fucking badass. Ain't nobody gonna boo that man. And yes, having him use the black mist isn't poison mist, black mist, whatever you want to call it. Having him use whatever mist that was isn't gonna make fans hate him anymore. Matter of fact, I think he's more of a badass because, oh, look at that. Call back to the Great Muta or Taijiri, whichever one you remember. Love the mist. That is such a cool thing to see. So yeah, Cody did the whole, okay, you're gonna beat me, squash me in the first match, but I'm gonna come back stronger than ever. I'm gonna pull a Goku, go train, and come back to beat you. And it looked like that's where they were going. You had Brandy Rose out there who looked great. She had a death wish, climbing inside the ring when Malachi Black did the Indian style sit down. I was like, girl, you gonna get your head kicked off. Probably should have kicked her head off. There was an awkward moment where Arn Anderson slipped off the apron and Cody went outside to check in on him, which was storyline. That was storyline. I think somewhere in there, Arn Anderson, I don't know whether he distracted the referee. One of them, either Brandy or Arn, distracted the referee. And Black, no. What happened was Cody pushed the referee. Cody was, he got a little frustrated, pushed the referee, which looked like, that was very heelish, by the way. I was like, what the fuck? Okay. And as soon as he turned around, poison mist in the face, Black pins a 1, 2, 3. The first person to beat Cody twice. No one has ever beaten Cody twice. So that's major. That's pretty good. And people were like, oh, Cody's going to get his win back and bury Malachi Black. No, he didn't. He didn't bury him. He didn't do it. Loved it. Good call. Great call. So you can say what you want. You can say all you want about Cody Rhodes and how he doesn't put people over. I don't see how people can argue that after tonight. You can hate his character. You can say, I want him to be a villain. I don't want to see him as a babyface. I don't either. Personally, I've always felt Cody was better suited as a heel anyways. I think once you put him in that bad boy, corporate prince, you give him that persona, he's going to get over a lot quicker. So, why not? See what happens. Let Cody be the ultimate villain. Because as of right now, no offense to the Elite, no offense to Kenny Omega and everybody else that's great at what they do, you're not booing Kenny Omega as a kind of person that's like a complete evil son of a bitch. I think Cody could feel that, oh, I fucking hate this. I want to see him get beat up type of role. I think he can do it. So we'll see what happens with Cody. But yeah, he needs to turn heel. Like, it goes without saying that him being a babyface is overstaying his welcome at this point. So tell me what you think about Cody Rhodes. I fucking love that tag match between FTR, Cash Wheeler, Dax Harwood, and then Sting and Darby Allin. How the fuck is Sting looking this good at 62? Sting looks like he hasn't lost a step inside that ring. He looks amazing. Love that FTR was sporting a NWO attire. Those are great. But this was a great tag match. Oh, I loved every single second of this. Crowd popped for Sting, looking really, really good. Darby Allin hit a goddamn coffin drop on Cash Wheeler on the apron. Jesus Christ. Nice hot tags, nice psychology. Everything about this match was just top notch. People don't give FTR enough credit for having great matches inside the ring. Great tag matches. I fucking love this match. This was great. Personally, probably should have main evented the show. But yeah, like, I don't know. I just feel like, and I might get in trouble for saying this, with the way Sting is looking, he doesn't just have to be a mascot for Darby Allin. I like that he's just there to basically be the protector, the guardian of Darby Allin. If you really, really wanted to, and I'm not saying that they're going to do this, but really think about this. With the way Sting looks, I don't mind seeing him compete with the other... I have to watch my words here, because I already know people are just like, oh, so you want Sting to compete for the world title? I don't want him to compete for the world title. But I want you to imagine Sting versus CM Punk. I personally think they could have a good match right now. I'm serious. I think Punk and Sting could actually have a good old school match with the way things are. Now, is that a match I would have main event a show? No, I would put that in the middle. I would probably open up the show with it. But why not? If they can go, let them go. But yeah, Punk versus Sting right now? I'm not against it. With the way Sting looks, fuck it. So yeah, like, I'm super excited for what they're gonna do with Sting going forward. There's so many things you can do. Main event was Britt Baker, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, taking on Ruby Soho for the Women's Championship. Loved their promo last Friday. Thought that was an excellent promo segment. Kinda wish it was on Dynamite. That's one of those are one of those situations where I'm like, see, you didn't know what you had in Ruby Soho. I've been telling people all along that her strong suit is not inside the ring, it's on the microphone. She is excellent on the microphone. That's always what she's always been about. Okay? She's basically a female version of CM Punk. CM Punk like days. One of the greatest of all time in terms of the microphone. For days. Inside the ring, he's good. I wouldn't say he's like the greatest of all time as a professional wrestler. He's good. Ruby's the same way. Excellent talker. Fine wrestler. And that showed in this match with her and Britt Baker. They didn't really have what you would call a wrestling clinic. It was fine. It was decent. There was a couple of sloppy moments in there. There were a lot of miscommunications, a lot of clunky points where I'm like, ooh, did someone get hurt? You know? I never thought Ruby was what you call the wrestling enthusiast or the wrestling technician. She's a brawler. She's a fighter. She's the type of person that should be in hardcore matches, that should be fighting people. Like Jon Moxley. Jon Moxley is not who you would see have great wrestling, technical wrestling matches. He's a brawler. That's what Ruby Riott is. Or excuse me, Ruby Soho. So, yeah. Personally, the match was fine. Ruby losing was okay. Like, what? You're going to give her the belt? I actually thought for a second they might give her the belt. I'm like, shit, this is main eventing. They might want to go ahead and give her the belt, see what happens. But they didn't. And that was the right call. Britt Baker is the most over, one of the most talents you have on the roster right now. She is. And quite frankly, she shouldn't be losing that belt to anybody but Thunder Rosa. That's who you build her up to lose to. So I guarantee you they'll run back Thunder Rosa versus Ruby Soho, and Thunder Rosa will win. And then we do Thunder Rosa versus Britt Baker, which, hell, you know what? We might want to go ahead and do that for Full Gear. Ruby had a great run. For me, even with that loss, she should be proud of herself. Ruby Soho went from catering, sitting in catering in WWE, not getting TV time, struggling to get TV time, to main eventing an AEW show in front of 20,000 fans. Like, what? I'm sorry. You want me to say she was buried? I thought she was. Listen, say what you want about the match itself, the match quality. They did a very good job of protecting her. You had all these interferences from Reba, and then of course Jamie Hayter. She was good. She was good. Yeah, again, it was clunky. It wasn't the perfect match. They were a little sloppy in points, but I do respect AEW for giving them that spot to see what they would do. Now, in hindsight, I would have gone with the Elite, the Super Click, versus Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus, and Christian. I think that should have closed the show. But we're getting in on Friday. And if you didn't want to close it with that, close it with CM Punk. But you know what? Really? I still thought it was a great show. Again, it suffered because it opened with Bryan and Omega. It killed the flow of the show after that, because it's like there's nothing that's going to top this. But regardless of how the show was structured, like, this is going to be one of those shows you talk about for a while. Great show. 20,000 fans. You got one of the greatest openers of all time between Omega and Bryan. It was either going to be one of the greatest openers or one of the greatest main events. They chose to be the opener. So give me your thoughts. How y'all feel about this show? How does everybody feel about Dynamite Grand Slam? Can't wait to talk about Rampage Grand Slam on Friday. So let's go to the super chats really quickly, and then we'll go ahead and do some of your reactions.
Omega, Bryan 2 at Full Gear in a 60 minutes Iron Man steel cage match for the world title, if Paige can't be there. Money main event anywhere.
Wow. Okay. So an Iron Man cage match. I would just go for an Iron Man match. An Iron Man match? Shit. I I might just go ahead and get that an A+ now. Get the fuck out of here. They can do an Iron Man match. Bryan and an Omega in an Iron Man match. Oh my goodness. Let's go. Jesus Christ. When was the last time you got excited for an Iron Man match, ladies and gentlemen?
I also got the AEW CM Punk tee on Monday.
Well,
it's nice.
Congratulations. Now, live chat. Let's go ahead and talk about what y'all been... Okay, I see a spammer here. Moderators, let's go ahead and take care of that spammer. Dylan Morgan. Dylan Morgan, you're gonna have to take it easy, my friend. Don't be spamming the live chat like that. This is why we can't have good things. Got people spamming. Ultra Shout 97 says the opening was a classic. Agus Chaos says Omega versus Danielson as best opener. Color me surprised. Huh. Color me surprised. Had to start off hot for the new viewers that was tuning in. Okay. So he believes it was the right call. He was the right call. All right, Keenan, I agree with you on that. Let's see. Joseph Winters. Tony Khan will learn from his mistakes. Yeah, like again, like I understood what he was going for, but he definitely should have closed it with a better match. Midnight Joker says this is the best television weekly show of the year. We'll have to see. It's gonna be really hard to dispute it not being the best TV show of the year. Let's see. Remit says, I think Tony Khan has purchased Impact Wrestling. I don't think he purchased Impact Wrestling. They're just in a partnership. Unless they did purchase it and I just didn't know about it. How do I feel about Christopher Daniels teasing going back to the Fallen Angel? Did he actually tease that? Wait a minute. Is that a thing? 1 second. Holy shit, he's right.
In your heart.
Wow. He did tease it. What the fuck? Oh my god. The Fallen Angel's coming back. Yo. What? Yo. Let's go. Wait a minute. Hold on a goddamn minute. Let's fucking go. I just now found out about this. Oh, that is awesome. That's awesome, man. Hell yeah. Oh, I'm excited. Yeah, so it's true. Apparently it's uploaded on Twitter. Christopher Daniels uploaded the video basically saying he's coming back as the Fallen Angel. I'm not gonna play it. I'm not gonna play it because I don't want to get copyright strike for one thing. And they might have music in there, so. Yeah, for sure. Fallen Angel is coming back. That's fucking awesome. Oh, that's an awesome way to do things. Now, imagine Fallen Angel versus Malachi, but man. Fallen Angel Christopher Daniels versus Malachi Black. Fallen Angel Christopher Daniels. See, this is why I love AEW, man. That's so goddamn cool. I can't wait to see the Fallen Angel come back. I think, especially now, man. Do y'all think it would work? Do y'all think he could get over here in, when was the last time he was the Fallen Angel? Jesus Christ.
DMD vs Soho vs Rosa at Full Gear? Yes, please?
Well, let's calm down for a minute. Let me see. Yeah, I'm trying to look for the photo. I'm trying to look for some photos to upload. That is so goddamn cool, man. That makes me happy. Okay, let me get back to reading your comments. I'm sorry, y'all. I just had to talk about that. Let's see. Some narrow-minded people may look at Christopher Daniels' age and say he's too old, but even at 51, he can outperform most guys. I think, for me personally, even at 51, he's easily one of the best talents they have. I think he can make it work. That's just how I feel about it. I definitely think he can still make it work. So, and I wasn't the SCU. SCU was fine for ROH. I'm not taking anything away from SCU, but I always kind of felt it was beneath them, all of them. So now that we're actually getting them in roles that work, Fallen Angel, Christopher Daniels, oh my goodness. I can't wait for it. I can't wait. I'm super excited for what they're gonna do. Okay, what else y'all talking about? King of Heko Mundo, AEW is already a top wrestling company. I mean, you're not gonna get any dispute from me, sir. I completely agree with that. How do I feel about the Chris Canyon documentary tomorrow? I've heard stories about Christopher Daniels. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I'm not. I'm super worried actually. So we'll have to see how that turns out. Shit, after the plane ride from hell, I'm scared for every single documentary that comes out from now on. As y'all should be too. How I feel about the Owen Hart tournament. I can't wait for that. That just fills my heart with joy. I'm so happy. So goddamn happy that Owen Hart is getting his cup. That's I think that alone is why I'm just so much of an AEW nut right now. And I didn't get a chance to talk about this during the broadcast, so I'm glad you asked it. What they're doing when it comes to Owen Hart, convincing Martha Stewart, wrong one. Martha Hart, the wife of Owen, to finally cave in and let his legacy be celebrated. Do you understand how huge that is? Do you understand how big that is to see Owen Hart's legacy be celebrated? Ladies and gentlemen, that is a game changer in and of itself. There was no way in hell Martha was ever going to let WWE celebrate her husband's name, especially after the negligence they showed to his death. They're straight up negligent. So it was never going to happen. So the fact that they were going to allow Owen Hart's name to be celebrated in AEW, my goodness. That is the greatest thing. That is the greatest thing. That puts a smile on my face. So say what you want. Have your issues with WWE, have your issues with AEW, have your issues with any wrestling company. Come up here and tell me I'm a mark for what I like. I don't give a shit. I'm happy. AEW makes me happy, and I'm going to stay happy. I'm going to continue being happy. The fact that they even won over Martha is a big fucking deal. So I think that's a win for everybody. Freaking Owen Hart. Freaking Owen Hart is gonna be celebrated in AEW. That's so goddamn cool. Fallen Angel of his Fallen Angel gimmick. Yeah, I don't even know when it's gonna happen, but when it does happen, I'm definitely gonna be there to see it. Also, keep this in mind. I want to make this point as well. I think because of this is just again my opinion. I think because of how much Owen meant to him, it goes without saying, I think Kevin Owens is a lock for AEW. For sure. He is obsessed with Owen Hart. Just completely obsessed with him. So, for me to say that he's a lock, it goes without saying. So, who do y'all want to win the tournament? Who do you want to see compete in the Owen Hart tournament? Who do you want to win? I say just throw everybody in there. See what happens. Alright, guys, thank you so much for joining me for this live event. I had such a great time talking about this show. It really was a good show. It was a great time to be a wrestling fan. Fuck all the haters who are going to come up here and try to make me feel bad for liking it. You will just get blocked. So, be sure you guys like the video, subscribe, and click the bell to catch all my content when it comes out. So, thank you guys. Have a good night. And as always, thank you for tuning in to Just Alyx right here in Alyx's World, a safe space for wrestling fans like you.